Don't want to change your routine.
I actually had a really good reason.
My fridge has stopped now.
Oh, no.
The
Shut up,
gone.
Josh. We have ADHD.
Sorry.
You have to keep one page.
Yeah, no,
We've got ADHD. He's got autism. It's a bad mix.
your fridge has stopped, so we can start the show. So, welcome to Hotspur Way, Season 1, Episode 32. It's just the three of us on here. And if you heard the preamble bit at the beginning, then we do apologise for last week. Can both of you apologise, please?
I apologise to you.
I quite like to know what I'm apologising for.
No one complained. It was only us complaining.
For last week's debacle.
Well, the chaos.
Chaos, yeah, that's what she
Oh, I don't
It was
hate
a
it,
car
though.
crash.
No, I was more worried about the sound quality because I couldn't hear... Like, I know all of you, right? So I sort of understand what's going on. But people who don't, and first-time listeners, were like, what is this? And you couldn't even hear Ere or Todge properly.
Okay.
Poor Eri. He did sound like he was a caller from a phone, didn't he?
He did.
Like he phoned in.
He phoned it.
Yeah.
He phoned it in.
He did well, though. It was still funny.
Right, so in this podcast, we're going to discuss the game. We just need some background music for this, right? So the game...
Oh my God, yes!
We'll add some background music. Like, here we go again. Let's start again, right? So we're going to discuss the game, the stats, eye test compared to what others are saying. A question from Philip Aldous. I can't keep this
Why
up.
was that the bit that's funny?
Because, anyway, Wolves...
Philipitis. That sounds like a disease.
Philippitis. Hannah will tell us all about it.
I don't have that one.
Upcoming game, Wolves.
Collecting them like Infinity Stones, you are.
You've created so many antibodies for STIs and STDs that if Philippitis comes along, you just laugh at it. You know what I mean?
I'm unstoppable. I am inevitable.
Another question which I can't really see. You got the questions lined up.
They're in here somewhere.
And Hannah begging for
Where's in here? What
for
are you looking at?
reviews.
Hannah, what? Begging? What am I begging for?
Reviews. You
Oh,
always
yeah,
do.
yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
I do, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. So was that all right, Josh?
Yeah, I loved it. Right, now from the top.
I'm gonna
But clearer, please.
How's your week been? Especially, actually, let's talk about the weekend, especially after that game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, doesn't it make the weekend so much better?
It does.
I suppose, like, Josh wasn't there.
Joshy?
Joshy wasn't there.
Why are you calling me Joshy?
Part of your family was, but you weren't. And Hannah, you were there.
Yes.
Was Todge there with you?
He was there with me.
And tell us what happened. We'll talk about the game in a minute, but when that last minute goal went in, because were you in the south stand? Where were you?
No, I was in the north stand.
Oh, so you were
So the other end.
At the other, were you high up? Where were you?
Yeah, pretty high up. To be honest.
So you could see it all right then.
Well, we thought he'd skied it. I think everyone did.
I thought he was going to do it.
Yeah, we all looked at each other. There was a little delay in the celebration, but yeah, it did go off.
Right. So shall I tell you what happened to me? So yes. I was in the old man's pub, and this Russian contingent. So Limassol's full of Russians, which is fine, right? And sound like I was racist there, didn't it? For a second, I wasn't, not at all. And and they were all about I would say between 22 and 26. Let's just say 25. Don't know where 26 came from. And they're working on their laptops, and they're proper like nerdy, geeky kind of thing. And one of the girls was quite pretty. She was only, actually not one of the girls. She was the only girl, and three other geeks around her. And when that goal went in, this is exactly what happened. I went, "Yes, get fucking in!" And she was sipping her tea, and it went all over her. She shit herself. She literally shit herself. Didn't know what to do. Closed her laptop, got up, and ran upstairs. And that was it. I didn't see her again. And I'm sorry if I deafened anyone with that bit. That was fucking hilarious. The geeks turned around trying to defend her honour, looked at me, and just thought, "No, we won't pick that one." And then literally ducked their heads into their laptops trying to hide. It was one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
You're such a hooligan.
No, I'm not. I'm just sat there with my shisha watching a game. I had Hass with me as well. He didn't know what was going on. Right, for those of you, I mean, no one knows who Hass is. I mean, other than you guys. Josh probably can't remember who he is.
Is he the older fella?
He's not old at all. No, he's.
Oh, who was the old guy that you put in there?
No, he was actually
insult
there.
our fans, please?
Yeah, he was actually there, and but what had happened? He was playing cards and watching the game, like as old men do, and he was really struggling. From what I could see, or as he told me, with one of his cards, he didn't know what to pick, so he wasn't watching the TV at the time. Then he heard me do what I said. He threw his cards down. He went to jump up and he fell over. And that was really... So he all kicked off in there. I mean, I made a Russian kill, spill her tea, close her laptop, went upstairs, and then the old fella had like a mini aneurysm. So yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, I know a few people who ended up like a few rows down from where they started when that goal went in.
Yeah, it was limbs worldwide. That's all I can say. It really was. And Josh, what about you, mate? What were you doing? Were you watching it?
Yes, actually, I was watching it on my phone because that's the only place I could watch it. Legally, I must say it was on the Sky Go app. Oh no, it wasn't. Shit, it was a 3:00 kickoff, so I've just lied. Oh well. Anyway,
Your teeth, mate.
I have. I'm gonna have the FBI at my door in a minute. That's me gone. But yeah, I'd watched it on.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's all right. I watched it. Yes. To be fair, I don't think we played as bad as everyone's making it out to be. Like, everyone's saying, like, Brighton were all over us, etc., la-di-da-di-da. Apart from the penalty, and probably that one save from, I want to say, Matoma, in the first half. Brighton, oh no, there was that one fatty chance, wasn't there? But other than that, they didn't do much.
Did they have a shot on target after the penalty, though?
Yeah, there was the Matoma one, where the ball come over the top only like outside of the boot and Vicario got a save to it. But other than that, they didn't really... It was literally just possession for possession's sake, really. Just obviously they pass it around quickly. It's nice to watch them play. But other than that, we seemed quite in control for a change. I know, don't get me wrong, it wasn't like we didn't batter them. But for a change, we weren't on the... What's the word? We weren't on the cusp of losing. We weren't backs against the wall, so to speak. We actually seemed okay. But yeah, I thought we played better than most people are making out to be, because loads of people said we don't deserve to win, we didn't deserve to win. But we had like 16 shots, they had 6. And we had more possession than them, more corners, etc., etc., etc. Like, to me, that says we did deserve to win. We may not have looked at it, but obviously that's the old eye test, isn't it? But I felt comfortable watching it, personally. And I loved it was Johnson's goal as well. I love the fact it was him again.
Oh, don't worry, Todge got a look. he got a look.
I hope so.
He did.
So talking about stats, did you guys go to that site, the whoscored.com one?
Yes.
You did? Can you do me a favour? Are you both on there now?
On the what, sorry?
You know there's a running order, the one that you made me read off at the beginning of the show?
I didn't hear what you said.
Right, so there's a... Bloody hell. Right, so there's a running order, right, that I send, and there's a link on there. There's only one link. Can you see
Just click the link, Josh, for fuck's sake. Treat it like it's TikTok.
Treat it like it's TikTok.
Which you need to teach me, by the way.
I don't
you lot are doing the Hotspur Way TikTok thing next Saturday, so...
Yeah, we are.
Sort that out.
I need an intensive course.
Right, so what I'm about to tell you is this is one of the reasons I'm not too into stats. I mean, in my working life I am, but when it comes to massive sites like Who Scored, which is one of the big ones, right? You've all heard of it? Okay,
yes,
so at the top it says Tottenham 2, Brighton 1. You see that? If you scroll down, it's a good stat. It's
my
a good
favourite
stat. Until you scroll down to where it then shows the actual stats like goals, shots, yellow cards. You see that? Can you guys read to me how many goals Brighton scored?
What?
Can you just say it out loud? Because I don't control this website, but apparently they told us that we had won 2-1. But then, a bit further down, did we win the game or did we draw? Because, I mean, I made a Russian girl cry and spill her tea because I thought we had won it. But Who Scored says...
Oh, what, you mean right near the bottom?
Not really near the bottom. It's midway, a little bit down. So scroll down and you'll see...
Does it say they've scored 2 goals?
It does say they've scored 2 goals.
It also says they've had 14 shots.
Hey?
Do you guys remember 14 shots?
No, absolutely not.
I don't know. I remember I remember their corners. I thought they had more corners than us, to be fair.
No, we had 9, they had 6.
And so this is why I wrote the eye test, because look, when the game started, I believe I tweeted, "Are we a bit poor, or is this a bit shit?" What did I tweet? Something like that. Like not tweet on our group. Did I say, are we playing a bit poor or something? Because I thought we were, right? And I thought that in that first half we weren't great. Hannah, you were in the stadium. Do you think that we were playing all right in the first half?
No, not really. I thought it was a bit shit, I'll be honest. But I say that, but with hindsight, actually, I really fucking enjoyed it at the same time. Because it was kind of like that knife edge football. So where Josh is saying we didn't feel like we were going to lose, I did feel like that maybe there was actually a chance that we were going to stuff it.
Really?
Yeah, well, going 1-0 down as well. I know it was a penalty, but still, like, I don't know. We never don't concede, do we? So,
what about people around you? People around you, what were they in the first half? We're talking about what were they? Was like moaning, groaning, and
yeah. No, we were all moaning. Yeah,
yeah,
we were. People were leaving early at half time. I know there was 6 minutes added on, but yeah, I think people had had enough at that point.
Right, so I've got a bone to pick with both podcasters and with stat sites like Who Scored. I've listened to, and I love the Fighting Cock, and I love a lot of other pods. I can't remember their names, that's how much I love them. And a lot of them were saying that we played really well. Now, I'll tell you who knows that we didn't play well, and that was Ange. Did you heard what Madison said at the end of the game?
He wants a comfortable 3-0 win.
Yeah, but then he also said that they got an absolute bollocking, in so many words, in nicer words, obviously. And I don't think that Ange would have given them a bollocking if they were playing that well. Because
no, something did change, 100%.
It definitely changed, right?
But I do think bringing Sonny on was the
catalyst.
Tell us,
Basuma as well. I thought Basuma did well.
Yeah.
Do you know what? So I'll drop some stat knowledge. Well, not stat. I mean, football nonsense, right? When we're playing against teams who press us like they do, like Arsenal, like Liverpool, for instance, and even City, who are really high up at pressing, I don't think there's anyone better in the league than Bissouma. And so I was a bit shocked that he wasn't going to start. I sort of knew Son wouldn't. I had this feeling that he wouldn't start. But with Bissouma, I thought he has to play. He has to play in this game to stop their press. And it wasn't happening. And they weren't. Look, I'm not going to say they were all over us in that first half, because they weren't. But if someone had said to me, James, listen, I'm not going to tell you who's the home team, and you don't know any of these teams, but you know a bit about football, which one's the home team, I probably would have said Brighton. They edged it, let's be honest.
Yeah, and I slightly disagree with you as well. I did think in the first half they were all over us. Well, that's how I felt in there anyway.
But I think if you've got loads of people around you moaning and groaning, and there's all that negativity, I
might have been the one moaning and groaning, James.
We're not talking about your bedtime manners. Like, we're talking about what was happening in the game. And yeah, I mean, I agree with you, and that's why players also say that what goes on in the stands does affect them. But
you can feel the tension, sort of thing, can't you? Like
yeah.
Like with the whole Everton game, like the week before, they created that atmosphere, and then obviously it filtered down onto the pitch as well. And you could tell with our players, they were shitting themselves at times.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And so I thought we were going to draw in this game, to be fair. But
I think a lot of people did. I thought we were. I was obviously happy that we won as well, but I'm also happy for Sarr that we won, because otherwise that celebration would have looked a bit silly for a 1-1 draw.
Yeah, and
you just know loads of Arsenal fans had a draft tweet. Yeah, all this celebration just for a 1-1.
Yeah.
Definitely, and a shout out to Ben on Twitter, who was there and he hugged him.
Yeah,
he's one of our listeners and absolutely love
Billy
him.
was there too. Billy managed to get. He found a picture of him in the huddle as well.
Do you mean Billy?
BT.
Yeah,
he was there. He's wearing his beanie. You can see him.
Stalker.
I'm not stalking. I just saw the picture.
I meant both of you, to be fair.
Is Billy ever going to be on the pod?
Billy's going to be on the pod.
Billy, this is a shout out. You're coming on next week, mate.
Yeah,
There
we've
you
already
go.
agreed.
Oh, he is. He's coming on next week.
Yeah, he doesn't know it yet, but we've agreed.
Oh, right, okay.
No, he is coming on. He is. He was a bit gutted he couldn't be on this week, so yeah.
Yeah, it'd be good to have him on as well. And so fuck the stats and all of that stuff. I mean, not really, obviously not, but I mean, if you do listen to some pods and you look and you read some of these stats, they don't, well, especially the 2-2 from who scored. That's just ridiculous. But they don't really give a full picture. And there are people, like even in this old man's pub, who are on their phones looking at real-time stats as the game's going on. And it's like, I'm looking at them and just watch the game.
Yeah.
It's like, no, we want to know what's going on. Just watch the fucking game.
No, but I think stats you view after with context, don't you? Rather than live.
100%. By the way, that's what analysts at my company say. So you need context to any stats that you come across. So you can't just say, well, there was a massive trough here and a huge peak there, and so that's all we can say about that. No, it's like, why did that happen? What brought it on? And then a lot of critical thinking has to come into it. And there's a lot of people who just they sort of pander to the stats. They try and get clicks off Twitter, and I don't know, it's not right. Yeah, as you say, just look at them after the game. Apart from who scored, who clearly say that we drew the game. Right, so let's ask this question from Philip Heiters at PalKid94. So we've discussed this, haven't we? So he says, since we now have James Maddison acting as our goalkeeper bouncer on corners, which player in the squad would make the biggest nightclub bouncer? Josh, over to you, mate.
Well, we did answer in the chat, but we sort of made our own underground racket, really, didn't we? With all the answers we come along with, we had obviously because with the bouncers, you always get one big cunt, and then you get one little cocky twat with him, don't you? So I think was it Romero? Oh no, we went for Dragusin.
We had a few, really.
Well, Romero was the obvious one, but then
Romero is the obvious one. Yeah, I went with, but then I thought Todge had the better answer of Dragusin, and I thought the little cocky one with him could be Pedro Porro. That's who I would go with, because you just imagine Pedro being the little, just constantly smiling, trying to be best mates with all the lads, and then obviously not even checking the girls' ID, letting them straight in, whereas Dragusin's got some twat pinned up against the door.
I hope that twat's me.
Yeah, what would he call Hannah?
What would he call Hannah? Labajule, which is
is
wanker in Romanian.
And then Wanker replied, Hannah.
No,
dear, that's a Freudian slip. So Hannah replied with?
Oh, do I have to?
You do, I can read it
now.
I have done a fair bit of wanking in my time.
Right, and then all the lads went off for some me time. So what
Billy's on next week.
He's got a lot of me time. I mean, he's got kids, isn't he, that he looks after, so.
But we did have a lot more. We did have a lot more in our little character set list, didn't we? Who was what chat was it in? Was it in the admin one or the normal one?
What's that?
Were you giving away our secrets?
Oh, shut up. Which one was it in? It must have been in the other one. Hang on. When we answered the question, we said obviously about the bouncer, and then we started coming up with what everyone else is doing.
Well, was it you that said Skip's a copper?
No, that wasn't me.
Yes, no, it was James. Reckon Skip would be one of those cunty police officers.
Like the little nipper that does everything by the book.
I fucking hate police.
Ange owns the club. Because who is it? What was he said he'd be like? The bloke from EastEnders. What's his name?
No, Mick from Towie.
That's it. Sorry, my bad.
So Ange is the owner. Richie is his loan shark.
Yeah. And then you got Sarah and Basuma that are running the drug racket underneath.
Yeah. Love that.
Right, we've got... Seeing as we seem to be stuck on these fish fingers thing, we're really going for Birdseye trying to sponsor us for next season.
Jesus Christ.
George, don't follow 1882 says, and this is a bit of a long one. You ready for this? You've all seen it, haven't you?
I admire this man's commitment to the cause.
I love the picture he's put with it.
I don't know where did he get this picture from, because he looks...
fascinating.
It does look like him, but it also looks a bit like the Thunderbirds. Do you remember the Thunderbirds?
I love Thunderbirds.
Of course we remember Thunderbirds.
Well,
we're the older lot.
I wasn't actually alive when it was being made. I don't think so anyway. But by the way, did you ever get to see In fact, before I ask this question, and then we'll get to George's question, was there anything when you were younger that scared you loads, and then when you were older, you watched it again and still scared the shit out of you?
Round the Twist.
Round the Twist? What's that?
Yeah. Josh, you must know what that is.
It rings a bell.
The Australian thing.
Was it?
What is it? A horror version of Neighbours? What is it?
It's utterly
Open away.
terrifying. That and the Demon Headmaster.
Demon
Headmaster.
Headmaster?
That was one.
Is that for
Goosebumps
kids?
as well. There are some
Yeah.
Goosebumps video films as well, which are a
Oh
bit
my god,
much.
I didn't eat applesauce ever again.
I need to watch these. Are they available anywhere?
Oh, of course, they'll be on YouTube. 100%.
Right. Okay. So there's one that I have tried watching once a decade in the last. I tried to watch it twice in the last 2 decades, right? And I remember as a kid, it was like Thunderbirds. It was a sort of not spin-off. I think it was made by the same people. I'm not too sure. It was called Terrorhawks. So do me a favour, just Google Terrorhawks a minute, because I will not even Google it, right?
My God.
It was sickening as a kid, absolutely disgusting
That made me
as a
jump.
kid. Yeah, right? And I tried watching it again, and I lasted 3 seconds maybe 20 years ago, and maybe 4 seconds 10 years ago. And that's it. I will not watch that shit again.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about these.
No.
It's and the storyline as well. Like they have these little babies who are it's
That's
fucking
very
it's
unsettling.
fucking awful. It's disgusting.
Even like the supposed human puppets, they look scary.
That's Uncanny Valley, that. Those
it's
puppets.
nasty. So if you're listening to this and you're not scared of Terrorhawks, go and get yourself checked out. So George says, following Man City's imminent FFP punishment, Arsenal are just about to win absolutely everything. You see Arteta eating lunch and absolutely suddenly you realise you're alone. At this point, a genie appears and gives you 2 options to ensure that Arsenal never win a trophy. Number 1, let Arteta finish his fish fingers and have slow, passionate sex with him, but nobody finds out. So remember, Hannah, this is to you. And to
It's to all of us.
And-
Thank
yeah.
you.
Yeah,
So-
why aren't you answering the questions?
Well,
then?
you guys got to ask me a question. I'll answer it. It's not an issue. I mean, I do all the fucking work. So,
I've just asked you one.
right, number
I
2.
don't like this power play.
Number 2. Walk away. Everyone in the world thinks that you have sucked him off while sticking fish fingers up your bum. If you deny it, Arsenal will win it all. Which do you choose? Josh, let's go with you first.
I won't deny it. I'm going for that one.
That was going to be my question. Can you not walk away? Everyone already think you've sucked him off, but then you just go, yeah, okay. And they don't win it all anyway.
I think that we found a loophole in George's question. It seems to happen every week with George, doesn't it?
Well, when it involves sucking off Arteta, I will find a way out.
Yeah,
This.
it's the first thing that I thought of as well. I will, I won't deny it. I'll make T-shirts. I'll do the whole lot. Do you know what I mean? I've got a marketing company. I can do it. It's not an issue. I'll make a website about it. I will destroy Arteta at the same time as them not winning anything. Not only if they bottled it, but everyone knows that I've sucked him off.
Can I just interrupt here? Crystal Palace have just scored. They're currently 1-0 up against Chelsea.
Thank you for that.
Cheers.
That's all right. Carry on.
It means
As
nothing,
you were.
It means nothing to anyone listening to this in 3 days, does it, mate?
No, it doesn't.
No, but it's
Honestly,
just nice
I
to
mean-
know that Chelsea are losing again.
All right,
Fuck
at the end-
Pochettino.
There is that.
At the
There
end
is
of the
that.
pod, you can tell us if that's continued.
It's a
Right.
screamer as well. It's from about 30 yards.
What did you guys make of Richarlison in that game? I know it's not in the running order, but I wanted to. Okay, I'll create a leading question. Let's pretend we're last word on Spurs. I won't ask a question as though it's 5 minutes long, but what I will say is, did a part of you believe or think that, oh no, this is a bit like the old Richarlison?
I mean, not being funny, not everyone's going to drop 9 out of 10 every single week. Everyone has an off game.
No, it wasn't because he didn't score. It was like he seemed to want to pass to the Brighton players. I mean, I don't think he wanted to.
I mean, you could say that, but he did also have. If it wasn't for him, he probably wouldn't have scored the last goal either. So
True. and now I feel really terrible. Thanks for that. But his first touch.
Think about the bigger picture, James.
Yeah, but his first touch, I would say, was a tackle, but he wasn't even tackling. I don't know what it was. His first touch was a lay-on to a Brighton player. He did it 3 times in the first half, if I remember. The reason I know it so well is because there's like a bunch of Cypriot guys who all of a sudden became Spurs fans, which was interesting. And they were screaming. It was like sitting in a Cypriot contingent of the South Stand, put it that way. And all they were saying is, he's not Brazilian, he's shit, and every time I went to stick up for him, he gave the ball away. And in the end, they said, and you run a podcast? And I went, yeah, I do.
What do you know?
Yeah. Anyway, and so, other than Richard, so none of you want to dig him out, fair enough. I mean, no. I mean,
he's got credit. I think he's got credit.
He does, of course he does, and I did say that to them. They didn't know what the word credit meant. I tried to explain it. It took too long.
None of them can get it over there. That's why.
Yeah, exactly.
We love you, Cypriot listeners, by the way.
There's quite a few of them now. It's really weird. It's like,
I love that.
It's like over 80 of them in Cyprus listen to this pod. What the hell's going on?
You might be able to answer this, but why do Tottenham have such like a big Cypriot and Greek following? I've never understood.
Cypriot mostly. I'll answer this question. And then we're going
I was hoping you would.
I will, if you let me. So,
Fucking hell.
So in the 60s, there were troubles between Turkish-speaking Cypriots. I will not call them Turkish Cypriots, and I will not call the ones on this side and the southern side Greek Cypriots. So there was Turkish-speaking Cypriots and there were Greek-speaking Cypriots. The Turkish-speaking Cypriots were the minority. And Britain does what it does best, which is divide and conquer. A lot of the Cypriots wanted the UK out because they own Cyprus, basically. Bought it off Turkey for a tenner, I think. And maybe less, if I'm being serious. And so what Britain decided to do was... wow, this is a big history lesson. They were... I need to be careful what I say. Mm-hmm. Because it's factual and I don't want to actually say what's factual. They were being naughty, let's put it that way. And then blaming Turkish Cypriots on beating up and killing the Greek-speaking Cypriots and the other way around. And because the Turkish-speaking Cypriots were the minority, Turkey viewed it as an excuse to enter Cyprus, which is one of those countries where, unless you had loads of satellites back in the 60s, you didn't. It's strategically amazingly placed on Earth. Mm-hmm. So it sits between Asia, Africa, and Europe. Right?
Because isn't Istanbul, that basically borders both Europe and Asia, doesn't it?
Istanbul is, yeah. And just for all you Greek-speaking people out there who say that Istanbul is a Turkish name, you fucking idiots. Istimboli means in the city. It's a slang word used by the Greeks when it was Constantinople, so fuck off. Anyway.
You're so sexy when you do that.
Cheers. I was having some me time, but I'm actually on a podcast.
It's not my fridge either.
And so what happened, a lot of, when there were troubles, they tore Nicosia in half, literally in half. It was one of the first major cities to be sectioned off. And so a lot of both Turkish-speaking and Greek-speaking Cypriots moved away from Cyprus in the early 60s, 60, 61, 62. And they went to the UK. A lot of them went to Australia, but most went to the UK. Some went to Canada, some went to America, some went to South Africa. And guess what happened in 1960, 61, 62 in football, in England, in London? Oh my God, please guys, answer this one. What the fuck are you talking about? What happened at Spurs in 1960? What? Come on. What did we do?
Oh, didn't we win the league?
We did the double. We were the first team to do the double. Oh my God, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I'm sorry, I literally thought Josh was going to jump on it. That's
so you knew. Oh, so yeah. I actually she's even doing the Ange cough now as well, like pretending to
I actually muted myself to do that, sorry.
Oh, okay. And yeah, so they went over, and a lot of them who went over at that period, because they loved football, Cypriots love football, they always have done, it's just their league is really shit. And so they supported Spurs. Then in like 65 to like in the 70s, a lot of others came over, especially in like 74 when the trouble started. And so my mum came over in 60, I believe, or 61. and that's why her husband, not my dad, and then her boyfriend, who was my dad, from Greece, ended up supporting Spurs as well due to that. So the ones who came over in the 70s and after that started to support Arsenal, and then Arsenal were quite dominant, right, over those years. And so that's why you then have a lot more, probably, it's not even 50-50, it's probably 60-40 who support Arsenal. Does that answer your question, mate?
It does. Thank you very much.
No problem. That's a history lesson in Spurs and Cyprus, and we're very, very sorry that Josh didn't know when Spurs won the double, were the first English
Oh,
team
but
to
Hannah
do so.
did, but she just wanted to wait for everyone else to say it.
Yeah.
I was laughing, sorry.
So, George, we've answered your question, but you really need to think about various clauses and loopholes. Go and study torts. I would definitely advise that when you're asking these questions, because we've got a clever bunch on here, and we can normally work our way out of your questions, even though they are entertaining and fun. Any other players you guys want to talk about before we jump on to the next point?
You have some more Johnson love? I know Hannah loves Johnson.
I do love him. I just feel like I want to protect him.
He didn't play great, but who cares when you score that goal? Who cares?
But I also feel like there's this massive spotlight on him for some reason.
Really?
I know. Well, you see his celebration as well. He was so
subdued.
cool, wasn't he?
That's it. I wonder if he does see the things that are said about him. But
they all do, surely.
Yeah,
I'm sure he does. Do you know what I mean? It'd be weird if he didn't. So.
Well, there aren't many 22-year-olds achieving what he is, so I just can't be arsed with it.
Yeah.
But it's just also, obviously, there's just people that just have to hate him, don't they? Like, there was that guy that was kicking off because, why is he not celebrating? Because he's tired. He's only played half an hour. He shouldn't be tired. So yeah, it's it doesn't make you cool just because you don't like him. No one's going to shag you over it. Just get over it. We know you don't like him, but you need to open your eyes, or at least just give him a chance. It's like you said, it's not a personality trait just to hate on him just constantly.
Exactly. That was a penalty, wasn't it?
It is, but it's one that we wouldn't get because of the whole Liverpool thing. I'm convinced.
You'll die on that hill.
I will die on that hill. I mean, we've had it before. It was Maddison again. I can't remember who it was against. But I think it was Sheffield United at home.
It was in the corner of the box. It was that was a 100% Stonewall penalty.
Yeah, we didn't get it. I know, don't get me wrong, I know that was before the Liverpool game, but still, the penalty they got, I reckon we wouldn't have got it.
Yeah, I don't think so either. What else?
Yeah, I'm not saying it wasn't a penalty. It was a penalty, but I just don't think we would have. If it was the other way, I don't think we'd get it.
Yeah, and it looks like we're learning from the corners. It looks like every team is hell bent on really going for Vicario, which is fine. It was weird that Maddison.
Did you see? Maddison. He was holding. I can't remember who it was. He was holding someone off.
Yeah, exactly.
And then Buonanotte just come out of nowhere.
Yeah,
and just shoved him into the goal.
Yeah, if you can just tell us about that in the 1961 double. 62 one, that would be great. Yeah, I mean that's what.
Great, cheers.
But why was it Maddison?
I don't know.
He's not tall, is he? The
only thing I can think of. He's a really clever guy, right? The way he talks and the way he winds people up, he does it a lot. If you notice, he used to do it against us when he was at Leicester, and that's why I didn't really like him. And plus, I thought he was an Arsenal fan, but apparently he's not. And I think that what he's probably doing is it's probably pinching and saying little things into their ears and really winding them up. And maybe that's the reason they've got him to do it. Because, for instance, if you tried it on me, I'd think it was really hilarious. Do you know what I mean? But a lot of other players don't. They really get offended. Like you said, what?
I reckon Maddison is the kind of person that would get offended if it was the other way. He seems to be quite petty. Obviously, Morpay really got under his skin, didn't he?
Yeah. But he's got that arrogance about him, which I love. We need players like that in the dressing room. And I think maybe that's the reason they got him to do it. Because it's
maybe.
I was with you.
And it would only have taken one of our bigger players, and that would end up with a penalty, wouldn't it? So
Yeah, and if it was anywhere like Romero, you don't put him on there.
No.
Because...
No, he's launching him in the goal otherwise.
yeah.
But even if he doesn't, he's going to get sent off for doing nothing. So
What would be really interesting is if we scored from a corner doing that same tactic. If we impeded their goalkeeper from getting the ball, I'd like to see what would happen then. Considering what's been happening to Vicario, and every goal that's happened to him is counted. Don't get me wrong. I mean, there are some he could have been stronger, but against Brighton, when Buonanotte literally comes in out of nowhere, and he literally uses his body as a weight to push him into the goal. So I'd like to see what would happen if it happens the other way around.
yeah, but don't you want to know why we're not doing this? Why aren't we? Why aren't surely as a football club we should look at every possible way of getting an advantage. And now we've come across 3 different clubs that are doing it, right?
I don't doubt that Ange has probably weighed that up though. So I just assume there's a reason we're not.
Yeah, actually,
I'm soft like that.
No, but I think you're right.
He can do no wrong.
He can't.
No,
Daddy.
but you know what? Maybe
Don't
you're
say that
right.
again.
Maybe we've got a podcast to finish. I'm going to do some me time now. So look, I think that because he really trusts his coaching staff, right, and that's great leadership. So you give him a job to do, and then you get him to do it. So for him to then turn around to so it's attacking. So that would be Mason, right? For him to turn around to Mason and say, "Listen, mate, why don't you try and do this?" Sort of undermines him a bit. And so he's probably waiting. Let's see if Mason comes up with it. Maybe Mason is coming up with a plan that's even better than what's out there right now. And so let him get on with it, And I think that's one of Ange's major strengths, that he allows his staff to get on with it. I don't think he micromanages at all. That's why he doesn't really care about taking his staff with him, which is the first time I've ever seen that in football, to be fair. I'm sure it's happened
Who's he
before.
got? He's got Jedinak, hasn't he, with him as well?
Yeah,
the old Palace player.
Yeah, he would be the bouncer of choice, wouldn't he? I mean, if coaching staff was included in Philippitis' question.
Has he still got that cracking beard?
He does, yeah. He does. Now, anything else you want to talk about? Because I know that Vicario got some stick, that he's a bit weak from our own fans, and the media have jumped on this, and they like to bandwagon this stuff, and because they know that Spurs fans bite, they know that we bite, which is ridiculous, and so they're running with that narrative now, which is ridiculous.
I mean, we do bite, but I mean, take Arsenal fans for example. They definitely bite.
I'd say they're more insecure.
Yeah, but they do bite, don't they?
They do. Oh God, yeah, they do.
Like you said, they're a social media club.
They are. That's why Ivan Toney would be perfect for them. He's such a social media player. Literally, their club. You see when they win the North London derby, all you see is all their ex-players posting on Twitter constantly. It's because they know that's what their fans just love social media. They get a buzz off of the social media bragging rights and everything. Whereas we're just meh.
So is it because we bite?
Don't know. Would you say we bite? I'd say it is a bit of a nibble, isn't it? It's not. We don't bite per se. I would say we do nibble a little bit.
That's fair. I don't know. I don't have much to say in a negative fashion about Vicario, so I don't really want to entertain that, to be honest.
No, I reckon in a bit like Richie earlier on, I reckon he's got a bit of credit in the bank, hasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Everyone says he's let in so many goals. He's had 4 fullbacks playing in front of him for a long period of time. What do you expect?
Yeah.
He hasn't had his entire defence playing there. And I know we've been still conceding at the moment, but then obviously Van der Vent is coming back from injury, and obviously they're not. Romero's still a bit rusty from his constant suspensions and injuries, etc. I reckon we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Yeah, I think so too. Darling, can you do me a favour? If there's any more questions, can you just send them to me on the group or something? Because I can't seem to find them. And we'll move on to Wolves now. So Wolves, first of all, you're both going.
We are.
And
Together.
There's going to be a TikTok thing happening.
Cute.
Hannah, you don't know what TikTok is yet, do you?
Oh no, I do know what TikTok is. I use it religiously, but I don't really know how to make TikToks. I'm really showing my age here.
So what you have to do is not just do
it's
a
quite
vanilla...
self-explanatory, really.
Well, just don't do a vanilla post. Don't say, hi, we're both here.
Well,
and
no.
Look, I mean, do something like Josh, get your tits out or something. Do you know what I mean?
What, at the middle of the pub?
It's probably better that way round.
Yeah. Like, do something that's really
James.
funny.
Fucking hell.
I said Josh, not you. I mean, you can get that if you want.
Well, yeah, you can, Josh, you can give me a little rundown of what the buttons do.
Push the buttons. I'll be the button pusher.
You do push my buttons, to be fair. So, yeah. No, it'll be fun.
Yeah, it's going to... So
and
what
then,
is it?
Are we getting drunk after?
I would, but obviously I got to travel so far, so I just fucking come straight back. It takes me about 2 to 3 hours to get back. I can't be asked.
Josh, I've just got one thing to say to you, mate.
Yes.
Please watch your fingers. I don't want to have to break a hand.
It's fine. I'm not like...
It's alright, I know the script now.
Yeah, I'm not saying names, but
No.
I'm safe. Don't worry.
Yeah, good. So,
Cool.
Wolves... Let's look at their last few fixtures. So, we're playing them.
They just got beat by Brentford, who couldn't buy a win. So
yeah, they got beaten by Brentford. They beat Chelsea, which is okay, fair enough this season.
I mean, it's no mean feat, is it?
Yeah, they got thrashed. Well, it was actually a good game. Not thrashed, that's wrong. They lost 4-3 at home to United. They're sort of an up and down team. Like
they're very hard to predict.
They beat West Brom, sort of a local derby. Brighton 0-0. Then they beat Brentford. I'm not going to go all the way back to the beginning of the season, but yeah. Who's their manager right now?
Gary O'Neill.
Gary O'Neill, who
good lad.
He is. He did that funny hand thing on Sky Sports. I was in Mauritius actually watching it, and
funny hand thing.
Do you not remember?
Humble brag, jeez.
Did you see? No, it wasn't on holiday, mate. It's no, it wasn't, not at all. Do you not remember how much I took the piss out of the country?
Fair.
No? Yeah. So let's say about that better. And you don't remember the thing we did with his hands? That's all. Like everyone was saying, how amazing was he? Like what he was saying and everything, and he was. But all I remember was his wavy hands, his flappy hands. He did.
Does he wave his hands about when he talks?
Oh mate, this was unreal. I'm sure you can find it on YouTube. This is all I can remember. His flappy hands. And if I was a player in that changing room, all I would do is I'd try to listen. I'd have to close my eyes. I'd have to just not see what he was doing because, I don't know, maybe it's an ADHD thing because we then sort of, Hannah, you know what I'm talking about. We focus on little things like this and then we centralise our thoughts on it and that's it. Everything else goes out the window because we need to try and focus and we can't really. So when something like that happens, catches our attention. Anyway, yeah, so... Maybe Georgie can send in some questions about flappy hands next time, not fish fingers. All right.
The man is committed.
He is.
He is obsessed with it.
I tell you, if
find a man that committed.
If he, it's difficult. There's not many of us around.
It's a minefield.
Yeah. Although your man's all right.
He is all right.
He's a Spurs. Have I said too much?
No, you haven't said too much.
He's a Spurs fan, which is lovely. Yeah, that's great. And am I allowed to say anything else?
No, we're going to put a full stop there for now, I think.
Right, so that's for you American guys, it's a period.
Nice.
There you go. Why do they call it period?
I don't know.
Does it bleed off to a sentence? Anyway.
Grim. We told Johnny that one.
We do. Where's our American?
I know.
He's not doing anything for these stats in America. Although America's now second.
Is it?
Who's top? Australia still?
No, let me just look them up. 1 minute.
I swear it was Australia that was top, wasn't it?
It was. But then when we had that rant about America...
When I come to Cyprus, they'll be, number one.
What, are you planning on launching your OnlyFans thing when you're here?
No, I'm not doing OnlyFans, for fuck's sake.
Okay.
Just saying, I'm a good promoter.
So unfortunately...
You better than Astrid Wet.
Australia have overtaken the United States again. Look at this, right?
Surely,
so UK are miles ahead, 57%. Then you've got Australia, 13%. 12.97. United States 11.22. So Johnny, bloody hell Johnny. I was trying to call that pub. Do you know what I was trying? So Johnny was in a pub and I was trying to call them. Do you know why? I just wanted to tell the owner, listen, take my credit card details and give him his drinks for free. And he wouldn't even fucking give me the number. That's what I was trying to do. If you must know. He refused. It was so funny. Then all of you were laughing. I'm sat there going, I've got my credit card in my hand. I'm trying to pay for your drinks.
He had the fear. You terrified
He's so
me.
defensive, isn't he, over his whole country? He's trying to gatekeep it from us.
Right, then
we were never allowed in that country.
So this is weird because South Korea were 11th last week. They're in 4th now. I think maybe because they're at the competition. Yeah, they decided to start listening to us.
Sick.
I don't know why, but they've started to listen to us. We love Sunny, and we
Fucking
South Koreans. We want you to.
I would love to
go
know
third.
if one of them's listening, if they could reply, who's bigger between BTS and Son?
Sun. Because I don't know who BTS is. BTS sounds.
Sunny.
BTS sounds like a tool. Or
No,
what is BTS?
It's a boy band.
Yeah, it's like the Korean One Direction.
Oh really?
Yeah.
You know, I didn't know.
They
who
make
One
some
Direction-
bangers, to be fair. They've got some bangers.
Well, I didn't know who One Direction were until they split up. So there you go.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
You make
I know.
me ill.
I'm old. Singapore out of nowhere flew in. So Cyprus were like 4th. Cyprus have dropped, which is a joke. Don't know what's happened there. But anyway. Has Hannah gone?
No, I'm still here, but the kid next door's screaming, and I'm not sure if you can hear it.
The kid next door is... Have you got him in your basement again?
Wait, give me 2 minutes.
She's actually got more than 2 children. She just locked the other ones away. Bit of a Fritzl situation going on over here.
It just gets a bit inconvenient, doesn't it? So.
True. Josh, are you on your
Bit
phone?
expensive. I can be. Why?
Ask the guys what their predictions are for the Wolves game. And so, Hannah, over to you. You're going to be there. You're going to be TikToking and doing some fun stuff.
Listen, I'm going to be attempting to TikTok. That's what I'm going to be doing. And then, whether Josh likes it or not, we'll be getting drunk.
Do you know what I
Oh
think?
yeah, I'll get it beforehand. Yeah, 100%. Not a problem with that.
Okay.
I just said, obviously, it's not like I just jump on the tube to get home. I got to jump on the tube, get all the way to Waterloo, and then get on the Waterloo train from one end all the way up to Portsmouth Harbour, which again is the end of the line at the other end.
Can you just get a boat down the Thames?
I mean, what, and end up in what? No, absolutely not. That's going to go the wrong way
What was
altogether.
the whole point of Portsmouth?
Do you know where the Thames goes? I'd end up closer to France.
I'm literally picturing him now, and he's like, "But Hannah told me this is the way. This is how I need to get to the stadium.
Are you
minute,
being serious?
No, I can't get you from Tower Bridge or wherever it is.
not Tower Bridge. 1 minute." The Thames doesn't go to Portsmouth, darling. So,
okay.
so what he would have to do, right? He would have to get on a boat, and he would have to go around the British Isles.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah, and he ends up where? Where's the
Dover.
easiest?
I could give you a lift.
I'd be closer to Calais than I would be Portsmouth.
Callow's only 55 minutes from me.
I've just sent you a picture, Hannah. Look in the group chat, and you'll see
It's not geography,
the
that's
problem.
easy.
This is where I put an arrow where I'd be coming out the Thames, and you can see where I am because of my location.
Oh, I thought it went all the way out.
Oh my god!
So he would basically go to Southend, right? He'd say hello to some West Ham fans, and then from there he would.
Oh, it
What's
goes.
it? Oh yeah, the
away.
Thames Estuary, right? So then from there you would go all the way up. And by the way, it's not Thames isn't huge at that point, so I won't even have to get off his boat, tow his boat up the bank, and then get back on it again.
No, but you know what's really embarrassing?
What is it?
I only live 20 minutes from the Thames Estuary.
That's terrible.
I didn't know it went in that way.
You know what's
So
worse?
basically, what you're saying is, you thought Portsmouth was where you live because you.
I think everywhere is where I live. I'm the centre of the universe.
Well, you know what's worse, by the way? Vibes is, according to you, 2 to 3 miles away from your house, and you've never
It
been.
is. I haven't.
And we've sent them countless emails asking. them
Oh,
to-
I'm going to go in there, you know.
You keep saying that.
I'll go in there this week.
You said that last time.
I know I did, but I
What?
was
You're
busy.
actually going to go in there.
yeah, I'll go
You
in
need to
there.
take pictures. You need to TikTok it, and you need to say to them, guys, listen, we're on this pod, and yeah, sponsor us.
And we want you to sponsor us with your adult toys.
With your adult toys. And we can actually give some away to some of our adult
As
toys.
prizes.
God, yeah, but no one's going to be like, yeah, I'll have one.
Of course they will.
I'll have a
You don't know our
sucky
listeners.
sucky machine or whatever the fuck they're called.
George, on his own, will like he'll make loads of submissions to this quiz if we're going to do one or whatever it is. Of course he will. Yeah, George wants a sex toy. He needs one actually. Let's be serious.
He deserves one.
He deserves.
Toj
one.
has said he reckons we're going to win 2-1. By the way,
Is Toj going as well?
I don't have a ticket for him, so probably not. We'll see.
Oh, were you funding his trips? Were you?
Yeah, the last few. It's been fun though because we went drinking after as well, Josh.
Oh yeah, but you're both local to the area, more so than me.
He lives the other side of London, to be fair.
Okay, well I live the other side of London and then keep on going.
You live the other side of England, mate. I mean, that's the...
I live at the bottom of England.
Yeah.
Portsmouth.
Yes, Portsmouth.
Oh, I get it now.
Portsmouth Harbour.
Well, you can see where I live on that picture. It's a very long distance.
You are actually closer probably to Calais than to London.
No fucking way. Thought my geography was bad.
No, you're not. Okay, fair enough.
I'm probably closer to Calais than I am to Josh.
Well,
maybe.
I tell you what, you're not far from the Cherbourg and Cottentin.
Cherbourg and Constantin. Yeah, I don't know what that is either.
Yeah, I've never heard of that before. Anyway, where were we? Wolves. So, Hannah, what do you think? We've got Todges 2-1, nice and easy. Bear in mind, Wolves do score goals when they're at it. They go for it. Do you know what I mean? He is a good manager, good old Flappy Hands. He is.
I'm gonna go 2-2.
Really? You go into the game for the first time with Josh and you going for a score draw.
Do I just bring out those negative vibes?
Yeah, I'm fine when I go on my own.
Oh, fair enough.
Well, do you want me to change it?
No, if you believe that. Look, they had our number last time, didn't they?
Listen, I'm never right.
I'm listening. I can
it
hold on.
doesn't really matter.
All right.
Never right. I try. I go. I commit.
You're a trier. I'll give you that.
I am. God loves a trier, and I actually go to like basically every game. So.
I know. Well, I know. And you do travel quite far to go to every game. How long does it take you to get to what?
Like an hour max.
I suppose. How long would it take me from here?
I can get there in 45 minutes.
Hour. 45 minutes. I'll tell you how long it would take me. It'd take me 5. So it's a 5-hour flight. It's an hour to the airport. 2 hours wait. Oh, that's quite a long time.
Yeah, you have to leave like a day before.
Yeah, unless I got a flight that came in at like, I don't know.
Let's do what Taylor Swift does and get a private jet. And just
But her toilet didn't work in the private jet.
I heard this on the radio this morning. No, she had to get something to basically unblock the toilet.
How funny that me and Josh listened to TalkSport at the same time in the morning.
Oh, it was on that, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Shaban. What was it? Was it Shabana Hearn, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think she's great, by the way.
Yeah, she is great.
Yeah. Josh, could you not fly?
She's proper Scottish. What's that again? Sorry.
Could you not fly over?
She's half Irish. You could
not fly over?
Yeah, rather than get the train. If you can't get a boat.
Why am I flying to London?
I don't know, because it's really far.
It'd be from Southampton, and the plane would barely get off the runway before it had to come down again.
Oh, cool. I didn't do geography.
No, you didn't. Evidently.
Josh, result.
I'm going 3-1.
3-1.
3-1. Yeah, I've given up on predicting clean sheets. It's not happening. So.
No, it's not. Guys, look, I'll tell you what. I'm going to go... Look, Johnny... Oh, is Johnny... No, he hasn't said
No, that's Taj again.
Yeah. I think that we're going to... I've got a feeling we're going to score quite a few goals in this one. So I think they're going to score quite... It might be a 4-3. There you go.
Ooh.
You're for 4-3?
Yeah. Yeah,
oh.
I am. I just...
I'm only saying it like that, right? Because, and this isn't their fault, but watching the game, I did feel that they look slightly disjointed. Like, we've got them all back together, us.
Oh.
Yeah, we've got them all back together, but we've kind of just chucked them in. and hoping that it kind of works the way it did before, and it isn't. So that's why I don't necessarily think it will be high scoring. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but so this will be the second out of 3 home 3:00 Saturday games, right?
Yeah.
That means that Ange and his team have a whole week with the players, and I can guarantee that today they were in there, maybe even yesterday, going over the analysis videos. Is that the kids screaming again?
Oh my god, it actually is.
My
Do you want me to
God.
move?
Oh, I can hear that.
Don't
as
want you
well.
to move what? Move
Is it
house?
really bad? Well, yeah, I'm
Move
tempted,
house, you
mate.
mean? Yeah. Well, as you do, come to Cyprus. I've told you like 1,000 times. I mean,
I am coming to Cyprus.
yeah. All right. And
I booked it off work.
really?
Yeah.
By the way, how long? How long are you over?
Well, I booked from the 25th off, so
All right.
I can change it. Anyway,
Are you walking up the stairs or down the stairs?
I'm walking down the stairs, but I nearly fell. This is
Oh,
my
that would have been
commitment to the
fantastic
cause.
content if you failed.
That would have been great. That should have
You
been.
can go
the
back and do it again if you want.
Yeah. Just start recording. Yeah, I just think that he gave him, as James Madison basically said, a bollocking at half time. He's more calm now, right? Because emotions are running high, especially at half time. But it's like now they're all calm, and he's showing them like, you did this when you should have done this. There was probably a lot of that in the in the like the video session. Like, you did this. Why were you doing this? You shouldn't have been there. You know what you have to do. Don't do that again. And other than Lo Celso and Solomon, I think everyone's back.
Yeah, I reckon we get our beginning of the season midfield 3 this weekend. I reckon it's going to be Sarr, Basuma, Madison.
Do love Sarr.
I love him as well. He's such a happy guy as well, isn't he?
He
He is a Yaya Toure regen.
Yeah,
He's just long and gangly like him as well.
Yeah,
And he's got a lot. I think he's going to add to his game.
Because he's 20, 21?
21.
Yeah, he's 21, isn't he?
Yeah, like Kulusevski, by the way. It was reported 2 weeks ago that he was suffering from severe illness, but everyone was still on his back. I wasn't on the pod last week to say that, and even you guys were sort of digging him out. Started calling you Tans, and yeah, he.
See, why is it right for you to say it? But when I started name calling last week,
No one's allowed to do that.
No, listen. Look, you
putting
can
my
say
foot down.
you can say that someone's been a bit shit, right? That's fine. Then it's the overboardness. Is that a word? That's when that's when
I
it,
do like that word if it's not.
that's when it like gets silly. Do you know what I mean? But also Udogie, he's just been a little bit off it, but that's fine because he's 21,
I think
22.
yesterday, Brighton, I don't really think he had much to do. They went more down Poro's side, didn't they, with Matoma?
Yeah.
So I reckon Udogie, he sort of went unnoticed against Brighton because he didn't really have much to do. It was, like I said, Matoma, it just literally, the ball plucking the ball out the air like his foot had glue on the end of it. It was ridiculous.
He was scary.
He's a good player, isn't he?
Yeah,
He's so good. But he's not young, is he? He's, 25, 26, I think?
Is he old? Isn't he older than that? Should we just
Let's have a
do
look.
bit? Matoma, there you go. How old is he? 26. Yeah. From Kawasaki. I always wanted a Kawasaki when I was younger.
But didn't Matoma, he was in his study dribbling in football.
Don't all footballers.
No, what I mean is he did it at university.
What?
Did he?
What?
I'm pretty sure he did.
What
yeah.
do you mean? What there's like a,
He
there's
made
a core
that
subject, dribbling. And that's
I'm
what
pretty
I'm
sure,
do.
yeah. Like he proper went overboard on it.
Fair fucks. No, he's scary.
Yeah, he's a good player. So while Josh tries to back up his lies, we'll,
His lies.
yeah, I think it's gonna be a good game, and I believe that the team of Adam, and they've said these are the weaknesses, and we don't have many games left, right? Not at all. In fact, Premier League. Let's see how many games we've got left. Table, full table. It's a great podcast table. I hate it when podcasters say that. It's like, yeah, well, you'll say it. Like, it was all right.
What's that?
Day.
I
Like
wasn't listening.
14
I'm too busy looking
games,
for
something like that?
There's 14, yeah.
Is it 14?
14. We are on 47 points. We're 5 points away from Arsenal. Oh, God, West Ham yesterday. What the fuck?
I know, how embarrassing.
What the fuck? You know, whenever I watch a home game at their taxpayer stadium, as what's his name calls it, Simon Jordan, which is spot on. You know what I always find funny, I laugh at actually, when they zoom in on the managers, just behind the managers, they've got those flame machines. Someone at West Ham thinks that isn't tacky. To have those flame machines. They seem to think the bubbles are fair enough. It's part of their tradition. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
God knows who came up with that one. Right? It's definitely bordering on racist for Greeks. But anyway, right? But then those flame machines, they don't even move them. They just keep them. It's like, look at us. We've got these big babies. Look at us. We're amazing. And the other thing is the state that... Have you been to that stadium? Vin, have you been to it?
I haven't been to the stadium.
No, I have. I've not been for a game at West Ham, but I've been to the stadium and went for a meeting actually there.
I went there to watch The Weeknd, actually. Watched
Yeah?
him do a gig, yeah. It was good. Enjoyed it.
Right. The problem is that it doesn't really matter what they do with that, unless they dig the pitch down, and we're talking maybe go 10 metres down and then add more seating in. That's the only way they're ever going to fix it. It does look like that might happen, by the way, because I think they're going to give them the stadium. I've just got this feeling. But yeah, their stadium is so weird. Like even from the TV, you can never see the top tier.
No, I've seen photos where people have gone, and they just look so even close. They're really far away.
Yeah, I was in a venue hall. Was it the East Stand? I think it was the East. One of the flanking stands, right? And so it's not used as a box, but they do sometimes use it for production purposes. Guys, I couldn't make out the other goal. I couldn't see it. I couldn't see it. And I just thought, how? If you're sat back here, because like just below us was a glass, and then just below us was like literally 2 meters away, were the seats at the back. And I thought, you can't see anything from here.
What's the point?
What's the point? I don't get it. Anyway, what am I talking about West Ham?
There's not a bad seat in our stadium, to be fair.
No, there isn't, is there?
There's not a bad view.
No, it's great all round. Yeah, West Ham, like idiots. Just bent over, really bent over, took some fish fingers up there, and anyway. I think we can catch Arsenal. Gary Neville is waxing lyrical about them. It's like flavour of the week with him, isn't it? It's like
To be fair,
he loves them, and then
from the beginning of the season, he predicted Arsenal to win the league, so he's got to stick by his guns. Yeah, he'll stick by because he did the same last season because he predicted Man City, so he just literally rimmed them for the entire season. So this year, he's obviously giving Arsenal the same rim job he gave City last year.
Well, I don't know what it's like there, but here there's a lot of Spurs fans saying, "Oh, Liverpool or City are going to do us a favour." No, why don't we do ourselves a favour? Why don't we then go out there and out of the 14 games, if we can win 10, I know it's a big ask, but there's Champions League coming up and there's cup competitions coming up. The teams that we're playing against are in the big ones, and we played most of the big teams, so we should do ourselves a favour. And if we get another 30 points from here where we are, that's 77 points. We're in the top 3. I guarantee 77 points will put us in the top 3 unless something miraculous happens. But even then, I don't think, because teams are playing, we will take points off them. So that will put us 3rd. Right? I'm doing this with absolutely no mathematical genius at all. I'm just making up shit. Yeah, I'm just making up shit as I go along. Right? But I've got a feeling that if we get to 77 points, I think that we're 3rd. We're not going to win the league, but I think we're 3rd. And so how great would it be even if in Klopp's final season, by the way, Ere's impression of those Liverpool fans was fucking hilarious.
Spot on, right?
It was like an ab workout. I was laughing so hard outside the veranda, smoking my shisha. I bent over double. That was bloody hilarious. So imagine if Liverpool on the last day of the season, they fluff it and City win. Liverpool come, I hate saying joint second, they come second. And then we're like 3 or 4 points away from them with Arsenal lagging 5th. That's possible.
Yeah,
that would be absolutely great. Now, we do have one more question before we wrap up, unless any of you want to say something else.
No.
No, you carry on.
Oh, Josh is still there. That's nice.
Yeah, I have found my Matoma thing, by the way.
Oh, go on then. Tell us about the Matoma thing.
Age 19, Matoma turned down a professional contract from J1 League? Is that what it's called?
You're
a
reading
J1
it.
League side. Yeah, I am, because I had to Google it.
No, that's what I'm saying. You're reading it, so why are you asking us?
Oh, no, it looks like... Oh, anyway, whatever. From J1 League side, Kawasaki Frontale. After 8 years in the club's academy, Matoma deems that he wasn't ready physically, so he enrolled in the University of Tsukuba, which was an hour and a half away south, to learn even more about his own body with a degree in physical education, whilst playing for the university side, which is a higher standard in Japan. Compared to much of the equivalent in Europe, Matoma set out about analysing his dribbling and what would make a good dribbler in a thesis.
It's a bit silly. If he really wanted to learn more about his own body, he could just go to Pornhub. I mean, that's really where you go. But good for him. Hannah, do you want to read out that last question then?
Oh, she's just said, be right back.
Oh, shit.
Literally, as he said.
I really should be on the group. You know that she's gone because that hum that I have to edit in post-production disappears. It doesn't actually take me long anymore. Do you want to read out that question, mate?
I've got no question on here to...
You do?
I haven't got the... Is that on the account, the Twitter account?
No, it's on our... What's that? Admin thing. It's above
Is the question
where
on
you
there?
posted the flag, where you posted where you are in England. 1, 2, third message up. Hannah posted it.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, got them.
In our starting 11, from start of... Oh, Christ. Chelmsford Cabby Vince. Cool. Shout out. In our starting 11, from the start of the season, which two players would you drop from the current 11, and who would you replace them with? You can only choose past players for us that fit the Boyfriends FC tag of the squad and explain why.
Thing is, I need Hannah on here to explain to me this Boyfriends FC tag stuff.
I think it's just the fact...
If they're good looking?
From what I see, from what they're all talking about...
Yeah.
Is they're all so cute and lovey-dovey together, aren't they? Like hugging and slapping each other's asses and stuff and weird shit like that. And the way they look at each other's eyes, like that picture of Madison and Bentancur, the way when Madison's got no top on, and they're just looking at each other. Yeah.
We're just talking about Boyfriends
Stunning.
FC and what it means.
Yeah.
So
did you hear what I basically just said? It's just the way the players are all like lovey-dovey with each other, hugging, slapping each other's bums and all that crap.
Just comfortable.
And looking lovingly into each other's eyes.
They just adore each other. What's not to love?
So Hannah, you go ahead. Who would you drop? Two players from the current...
From the actual starting... Oh, okay, so we can't pick bench players. Okay.
From the starting 11, you know what they are. And,
I don't know. This is so hard.
From the past.
Okay, well, I know who I would drop.
Go on then, let's go with you.
I'd drop Richie and Kulusevski and bring in Bale and Kane.
No, but they've got to be Boyfriends FC coded.
I don't care. To
Harry
me, they're my
is
boyfriend.
Not. No, Bale, yes, because...
Okay, I'm trying to think of past players that would fit the gimmick.
Can I give you a hint?
I know one that might. Go on, James.
His name begins with K, and I think Sonny isn't his biggest fan. His surname begins with K. He's German. Plays up front. Used to, anyway. Was my best Spurs player growing up.
Klinsmann.
Oh, Jurgen.
Yeah. Does he fit the Boyfriends FC? Because he was very...
David Gilliner does.
No, this was going to be my one. Piss off.
Oh, sorry.
David Ginola, 100%.
Well, Ginola and Klinsmann played together in this second stint, right? And, not only was Klinsmann a great striker, but we used to go and watch him train at Cockfosters on like days off from school. And he was so lovely to us kids. Like, he used to look after us. Like, Sheringham was such a fucking bastard. What a horrible person.
Was he?
Yeah, what a horrible... He just would tell us to fuck off. And Klinsmann told him off once, and I'll never ever forget that when he said, "Don't speak to our fans like that."
Oh.
And like Sheringham, he just looked really like shocked by it. Do you know what I mean? And,
That's disappointing.
Yeah, and he was showing us his Beatles, not a euphemism or anything. And yeah, he was just.
Did he have puppies in the back?
Unlike your kid in the basement. No, he just he was just lovely. I would have him. Does Bale fit Boyfriends FC? I'm used to this. Remember?
Does Bale?
Yeah.
It's a tough one.
That means no, right? That's a nice way.
He's on the line. He's on the cusp.
Why? What would need to happen to him for him not to be on the cusp?
I don't know. I think
Yes,
he's.
you do. What? So you need to get a nose job? His ears done? What? He's got a man bun. That probably puts him on the cusp. What else? What else does he need?
I like the man bun.
That's what I said. That's why he's on the cusp. But if it wasn't for the man bun,
I mean, because if you're putting people like Dragusin in it, and he's just a big old oaf, he is, isn't he?
He's beautiful.
He is Vicario and Bale's son.
He's stunning.
He's
21?
He's all right. Yeah, he's all right.
But he's got a very symmetrical face.
He's a really good-looking lad. I've got to be honest.
I reckon Van der Ven's face is very symmetrical. It's like perfect all the way. It's like so smooth and chiseled. Like everything about him.
It's almost an analysis here.
Yeah. And there's context if you notice. Yeah. So there's what.
Gazaniga was beautiful.
Yeah, he was.
Llorente is beautiful.
Yep.
So we've got a few.
It's
just who we'd swap out.
Yeah, we've got to finish this question so we can wrap up.
Defoe. What about him?
Hold on.
Or Berbatov. He was a beautiful man, wasn't he?
One minute.
Cared about
Ginola for who exactly? Who you swapping out?
This is it, because I didn't read starting 11. No, that's the thing. I wouldn't swap Son.
There must be a striker you can find. Obviously.
One minute. Are you saying that you can't put Son up front and Ginola on the left and get rid of...
you could.
Get rid of, as Vas calls him, timid Werner?
No, but Werner is Boyfriends FC coded.
Why?
I thought he was great as well against Brighton, by the way.
He's adorable.
Do you think
we heard him talk
great?
as well. He sounds like an English person tried to do a German accent when he talks.
He sounds extremely camp. But so do most German men speaking English, I suppose.
That's true.
Yeah. Apart from Jurgen didn't at all. Which was weird. But then people listening to this probably think he's a nonce. Trust me, he wasn't. Well, not to me anyway.
You did kind of make him out to be a nonce.
I have suppressed all those memories. Fuck off. No, listen, it's... so you're going to keep Werner in there instead of Ginola? What? I don't understand this.
Whoa! I didn't carve this out. You did.
I didn't.
Right?
You said Ginola, and I'm... One minute, you said Ginola, and I said instead of who? And I said, it's easy. Just stick Son up front and move Werner there. And then you said no.
Yeah, do you know, if I did have to choose, I would pick Ginola, to be fair.
Instead of Werner, right?
Yeah, it's the hair.
Who else?
This is really hard.
It is.
I can't actually think of anyone else that I would want to swap out, though. That's the problem.
No?
Kulusevski could move, surely, for someone. That's where you put Bale, wouldn't it?
On the right? No.
All right, sorry, Christ.
All right, yeah. Glad you apologise. Hold on. Who in the past would fit into Boyfriends FC? Just let's go around it that way. Hannah, you're the auditor here. You should tell us because I have no idea.
this takes a deep analysis. This wasn't the question.
David Bentley.
It was the question.
Well,
you can only choose past players first that fit in the Boyfriends FC tag of the squad and explain why. That's what the question is.
It was pick 2 and swap them out of our starting 11. That was the question.
That fit the Boyfriends FC tag. That's what the question is. That's what it says.
Yes, but who would you swap out?
I know.
But you haven't. I can do a whole breakdown of who would be in Boyfriends FC from the past.
Can you just tell us some? Tell us some, yeah.
No, because I have to. This is something I have to think about. Because once it's said.
I know, but it's nearly tomorrow for me. I mean, any time you want, just throw out like 3 or 4 names. You just need to give us a whole list.
I reckon David Bentley gets in. Have you seen his golf videos with Jimmy Bullard? Fantastic content.
Is it really?
It's hilarious.
I've heard about it. I haven't watched
It's incredible. Him and Jimmy Bullard are insane. Eddie Hearn sometimes is there as well.
Eddie Hearn's a Spurs fan, by the way.
Is he?
Yeah. Is he?
Yeah, he is. And Bob Marley.
Yeah,
but a lot of people say no, he wasn't. But he did you hear what Ozzy Ardila said last week?
What did he say?
So there was the documentary about Bob Marley, and while he was alive, he went to go and watch Spurs, and he would also go and watch them train. And maybe I'm making that up, but he told Ozzy that Ozzy was his best player, and that yes, he was a die-hard Spurs fan. Probably made that bit up as well. But he did go and see Ozzy play, and he told him that he loved Spurs, and Ozzy confirmed that at the premiere of the new Bob Marley gig thing.
I honestly think we might have the best list of celebrity supporters.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, well, I've forgotten his name. Oh, what's the guy who did the Ronaldo interview? What's his name? Even though I think he's fascinating.
The Ronaldo interview. Oh, Piers Morgan.
Oh, he supports Arsenal. That sums up that club, doesn't it? I mean, if you want to sum up, just say Piers Morgan. That's it. If anyone asks you what's wrong with that club, Piers Morgan. Okay, right, understand. Don't say anything else.
But you look at ours. We got a fantastic list. You got Adele, Tom Holland, Mark Wahlberg, Bob Marley.
John Cena.
Well, Eddie Hearn apparently.
John
Cena. John Cena. Ben Whittaker, that crazy boxer. He's just found out he supports Spurs.
Who?
Oh, we've got Zendaya by default now as well.
Who was the first one? What did you just say?
Ben Whittaker. He's a boxer. Ben Whittaker. I don't know if you've probably seen the videos
Ben Whittaker,
on Twitter.
what?
The one where he's the one that's doing all the crazy, like dance moves and stuff, like taking the piss in the ring.
Oh, I don't know. Jude Law as well.
Jude Law.
My mate Luke Evans, I tried to make him a Spurs fan. He's not, unfortunately.
AJ Tracy, he's up there as well.
Who? AJ Tracy?
We've been through this, James. AJ Tracy.
AJ Tracy?
Live and direct.
Live and direct. I don't know. So, Chelmsford, Cabby Vince. Hannah will answer this question next week. She will come up with a list, and then she'll reel off the list, and then we'll all have a stab at it. Does that sound all right?
Just past players that would fit?
Yeah. So if you can come up with a list,
models FC.
Oh, you're gonna have Billy getting involved in it, are we?
100%.
Yeah. So
Billy can appreciate a good-looking man.
Yeah, Billy's on next week, which is great.
Yeah.
Isn't he, Hannah? Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Can't not be now. We've said it enough.
I'll make it happen. Don't worry.
Yeah, we're calling it into existence. So I want him to wear his beanie as well when he's on.
So he can just tell you that he's got it on.
Yeah. My beanie on live. Yeah. Yeah, I'm smiling the whole way through. I'm so happy.
Just for you, James.
Thank you so much, mate. Oh, I feel so blessed. Hannah, is there one last thing you want to tell our listeners? If anyone's listening
one last thing would be reviews. Now,
should we see where we are, or did you?
Yeah, I do this every week, and I have no idea where we are.
Okay.
However, as always, get lovely messages. Keep them up.
The reviews have gone up.
Yes.
Which is good. It's very good.
Come on.
They're going up, are they?
They've gone up, yeah.
After the sabotage.
Yeah.
Yes, Tans, Leona Sabotage, and you lot last week. I mean, they've gone up to 24 reviews, which isn't bad. 4 stars. Again, not bad. We do need to have Ere back on, but he has to have a headset because I think he's really funny, and I believe I can see it or hear it. He's very intelligent.
Oh yeah.
Very,
absolutely.
very intelligent. I think that when I come over, we should all go out for a meal, and we would have such a fun time. And then after hit the bars, but I would love it. I think it would be definitely so much fun.
He is a lot of
He knows what he's talking about.
He does.
He knows how to rile people up as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I love that he's disruptive. You know, for me, that's
Yeah.
what every human should try to be. But
We're going to see him on Saturday, so.
oh, he's definitely going. I thought he was.
He's not going to the game, Hannah.
He's not
said.
going to the game, but
he's just going to. He's going to be in Tottenham.
Yeah.
Why would you go to Tottenham if you're not going to? How weird.
Well, it's just a nice place to go, isn't it?
Is it?
Said no one ever.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so send us in your. In fact, if a review is too much, all you have to do is click on that 5-star thing. And if you're on a podcast app and it says private or public, just click on the public bit, give it 5 stars. Even if you hate it, who cares? You know, it doesn't cost you anything. This is costing us loads. I mean, in 34 minutes, it's tomorrow for me. And I've got to edit the hissing from Hannah out. And,
Oh, look, I don't even know what it is.
Nor do I. I mean, it's the kid. I'm not going to edit him out. I mean, you can...
Well, it's not my kid. Edit it out all you want.
Well, that's even worse. You've got a kid in the basement. It's not yours.
I've just got paper-thin walls. They're probably getting payback. Sorry, guys. There's a sock behind the headboard now.
That's the title, though, isn't it? Paper-thin walls.
Oh, God.
Or sock behind the headboard.
Sock behind the headboard, yeah.
Oh, dear.
All right, it's been lovely. Hannah, say goodbye.
Love you, bye.
Say goodbye, Josh.
Au revoir.
And love for me. See you later.